Hey, it's John with Vision Advisors. Welcome to another Insight with Vision. We're still talking about the selling secrets of the top 5%, and this is secret number 10. In this particular episode, I want to challenge you to rethink what you're selling and why you're selling it as we take a look at the question financial professionals are facing as they move into this new world in which we live. And that is, do you sell to the many or do you sell to the few? So let's get started. I want to start with really taking a tale of two professionals and really taking a look at the type of practice they do and then dissect that to understand the difference in thinking of the top 5% versus the traditional thinking of most financial professionals in the marketplace today. So when we think about producer number one, this is the individual that sells to the many. Now, what do I mean by sells to the many? If we think into the way most financial professionals today in the financial services industry are marketing themselves, they're selling to anybody that can fog a mirror. They are pursuing anyone who would do any type of business with them, be it annuity, long-term care, meds up, man advantage, disability income, property casualty, run down the list. The idea is to be everything to everybody. They're focused on low ticket opportunities in hopes that they can make a lot of sales. And what we typically see is these individuals do have a lot of conversions, but they don't generate a lot of revenue from each sale. So they have to generate a lot more sales to make the revenue they need to pay the bills. And as a result of that, they find that it is a constant struggle each and every month to repeat the process of getting in front of a significant number of opportunities when you're trying to do business with anyone and everyone and really not focusing on one or two particular areas that you can do really well. You know, the old saying, you can be a jack of all trades and the master of none. The minis are jack of all trades and truly masters of none. The few, on the other hand, are masters of the few. They target their ideal candidate prospects specifically, understanding the type of client they want to work with and choosing not to do business with anyone and everyone, but recognizing that they can be more selective in their marketing opportunities because the type of client that they want to reach is out there. And they can spend the same dollars to get in front of a variety of different opportunities where they have to learn a multitude of skills to be able to handle those specific needs and varied needs of clients, or they can be very, very focused in what they do. The top 5% choose to target their ideal client prospect. They are focused on problem solving, and their marketing speaks to the problems that they uniquely solve that resonate with the pain and the fear that consumers that have financial resources that want these problems solved are looking for someone who can help them solve them. As a result of what they do, they're making fewer sales, but more revenue per sale, so they can spend the time to really maximize the opportunity to add value to the customer and be well paid for what it is that they do. And because they're not having to get in front of as many people every month, they now have a repeatable marketing process because they have a larger demographic pool that they can work with month after month, year after year. Now, let me give you an example of the many versus the few. Let's assume you're a financial professional and you need to make $5,000 a month as your goal to take care of your marketing, put some money in your pocket, and be able to see some level of success. And let's assume that you're a final expense producer. Now, we're going to look at first-year commissions. I will acknowledge over time that you can make some very sizable renewals, but it takes a significant amount of time, 10, 15, 20 years, to really build those renewals to the point that they are going to be worth any significant value. But let's assume for the sake of this particular example, you're doing on the high end of the final expense market, and you're averaging $100 a month per sale in target commissionable premium. And let's assume you're making 100% commission to keep the math simple. So every time you sell a final expense policy for $100 a month, you're making $100 in revenue. So let's do the math. If you need $5,000 a month as a sales goal, that means you need to make 50 individual sales of $100 a month Or if you're writing a husband and a wife that are willing to spend $200 a month on a final expense product, you need to get in front of 25 couples a month. Now, let's compare that to the individual in the marketplace that is focusing in a problem-solving area where an annuity solves the problem. The average sale nationwide for annuities today is around $50,000. Average commission being 6%, do the math. That's $3,000 from a single sale. So to be able to meet that $5,000 monthly sales goal, you only need to make 2 sales a month at $50,000 apiece to generate $6,000 in commission. So here's a question that's really pretty obvious. Would you rather sell to 2 people or 50 people? Would you rather sell to 25 couples or 2 couples and maybe have an opportunity to sell each of them a $50,000 annuity and make $12,000 in a year? Now, lest you think this is not obtainable, let me remind you there are 10,000 baby boomers turning 65 every single day up through the year 2030. Now, that's another 8-9 years of marketing and having an opportunity to get in front of qualified prospects turning 65 that are going to spend a third of their lifetime in retirement on average, and they're going to need a guaranteed sustainable source of income to make that happen. Now, if a concern about running out of money is a fear, which is the #1 fear of people turning 65 every day, and you can bring a problem-solving solution to the table that can guarantee they never run out of money, i.e. an annuity sale, do you think you might have an opportunity to be able to get in front of 2 individuals a month that would say yes to that offer? Or would you prefer to continue to focus on low-ticket, high-volume opportunities that are going to require you to be getting in front of a multitude of people every single month? You know, here at Vision Advisors, we recently had a conversation with a producer that was involved in the MedSup Med Advantage world and also did final expense. He had an opportunity to write an annuity with a client that had contacted him and said, I've got some money, I'm leaving my business, I want to write an annuity. This client kept calling saying, I want to write this annuity. And the producer kept saying, I'm right in the middle of MedSup Med Advantage season. I don't have time to write this business with you. Now think about the lunacy of that statement. Here he's making a very nominal return, $100, $125, $150 for selling a MedSup or Med Advantage. How many of those would he have to sell to be able to work with this client that wanted to invest $300,000 in an annuity? You don't have to do the math very long to figure out, hey, let's take 30 minutes out of selling final expense, MedSup, Med Advantage, and let's go do an app with somebody that wants to write business right now. But that's the difference between those who focus on the many and those who focus on the few. It is a different mindset that the top 5% understand. Let me share with you an aha moment that we recently heard from an individual who made this transition. And here's what she said. She said, I've always been good at sales, but mostly sold small ticket items, final expense, MedSup, Med Advantage, until I was finally challenged to think about where I was devoting my time. When I was asked if I'd rather close 30 people a month to meet my financial goal or close 3, it made me realize how much of my time I could get back if I refocused my efforts on a more profitable model of selling and selling a solution that people already want and need. She went on to say that she finally realized there was a ready market waiting for her to raise her hand and say, I do that, rather than being like the hundreds of other individuals that go through the motions, all competing in this very narrow segment of final expense, MedSup, and Med Advantage. Why not differentiate yourself and be different? Now, the top 5% approach it a different way. They uniquely target their ideal client market to uniquely solve the financial problems that they have. And if you choose to do the same, you can now become more focused in your activities and have opportunity after opportunity to close more profitable sales at the end of that. Now, the top 5% don't just stop there. They also understand that when you make this target market that has money, has needs, and is looking for someone like you to solve them, if you make them aware of the financial problems they don't even realize they have, now you stand to profit even more as you help them understand the issues they didn't know they were going to face in retirement that you can help them plan for, strategize for, mitigate, or avoid altogether, and you get rewarded handsomely as a result of that. But to make this happen, you've got to target the right prospect. It can't be a shotgun approach. It has got to be a sniper fire where you are zeroing in on your target market. And the big question you've got to ask yourself and answer in terms of how you're marketing, how you're positioning, and how you're branding yourself: do you want to sell to the many, or do you want to sell to the few? Do you want to be the jack of all trades and the master of none? Or do you want to uniquely be recognized as an expert and an authority figure in a very specific niche of the market that nobody else is doing? Letting your clients know that you can do something unique that few, if any, others in the industry can do. Because when you position yourself in this way, as the top 5% do, you virtually eliminate competition. You begin to attract clients to you like a flower opens up and generates the pollen to attract the pollinator that it wants to help spread pollen from flower to flower so that the flowers can continue to grow and to expand in the field in which they grow. Now, the top 5% not only attract their ideal client, they do one thing. They help their clients solve big challenges. They help them get to the top of those perceived unclimbable mountains so that they can experience stratospheric success in whatever phase of life they find them in. They don't focus on the little piddly things that can be solved by anybody. They initially solve the big challenges, and then they have the opportunity to also write the other small products as well down the road. But when you identify the right prospect and you help them understand that you can solve the problems that they're facing, you can help them ascend the mountain and be able to summit the opportunity of retiring financially free, sending the kids to college, being debt free, including your home in 9 years or less. Whatever that challenge or that issue is, and you can help them solve that, you end up being rewarded very handsomely when you make that happen. The top 5% understand this, and this is where they spend their time, their focus, their energy, and their efforts. This is what we teach financial professionals to do and to help them do that well. So, my parting question for you as we wrap up this edition of Insight with Vision is: who do you want to pursue? Do you want to pursue the many and continue to have to every nut get in front of a significant number of qualified prospects and close after close after close after close after close to finally make the money that you want to make in your practice? Or would you rather focus on the few? To identify your unique skill set and where that positions you in the marketplace that makes you different than everyone else and gives you an opportunity to carve yourself out and position yourself uniquely different and distinct from every other person in the marketplace, that causes your ideal customer to seek you out and to do business with you. That's what we do here at Vision Advisors. We teach you how to go from marketing to the many to marketing at the few and seeing stratospheric results as part of the process of changing the way you think about your business. So here's my question. Isn't it time you started working with a marketing-focused, results-oriented IMO that helps you achieve a better outcome for you and the clients that you serve every single day? Hey, if you'd like to move from working with the many and struggling every month just to make ends meet to having an opportunity to work with the few, we'd love to have a conversation with you here at Vision Advisors. 1-800-505-8489. Or you can go to our website, visionadvisorsinc.com, scroll to the bottom of the homepage, and you can schedule a strategy call with any of our business consultants to have an opportunity to have this conversation. Now, if you're not teachable, coachable, and willing to learn to think differently about your business, keep selling to the many and God bless you. But if you would like to see a different and better outcome for yourself and the clients you serve, and you would love to stop serving as many and serving the more of the few who have the resources and the desire to work with a consultative expert that you can become, we'd love to have that conversation with you here at Vision Advisors. 1-800-505-8489. I'm John Terry with Vision Advisors. Thanks for joining us and have a great day.